Jamaree Salyer from the champs, Georgia, UGA, joining us. Actually, your first Bulldog that we've had so far. Good to be with you before these guys break you down. I want to ask you how that season went. You guys get over the hump. How did it feel, and how does it still feel?
Yeah, it was it's special. You know, I still get the chill bumps kind of walking in, seeing that Lucas Oil Stadium sign. It still hits me every single time. It's all we've been able to talk about since we've been here. It's kind of the preparation for that game. We stayed at a different hotel, but it's kind of walking from there to here. It's kind of really been a special thing, honestly. And it really didn't really hit me until probably like a couple weeks ago. It was like, man, like, you really won a national championship, like, because we've been doing so much moving and here and there. And as soon as the game was over, I was out to Pensacola and flying. So yeah, for me, I was glad I was able to actually sit down and just think about it and enjoy it. So, and I'm glad to be back. So yeah.
The funny thing is, every year you'll hear someone in the media say, well, that usually SEC team could compete in the NFL. I feel like you guys could be extremely competitive. You're going to have so many guys drafted. But I want to talk about you, and specifically, you mentioned Pensacola. I'm guessing you're on your way to Mobile at some point. I saw you there, and you had a great week along with your teammate, Schaefer. I just want to ask you, because you can play anywhere. You played center, left, right tackle, left, right guard. Where do you think you best fit in terms of the NFL? And because run game, you're dominating guys, you're great in pass protection. And what are some of the things we're hearing from NFL teams in terms of what do they want to see Jamaree do to get better?
I think for me, it's kind of, as far as getting better, just keep honing in on those center skills. A lot of guys want really like actual, like, cemented proof that I can play center. I play center in game, play center every day in practice.
Did you do any at the Senior Bowl?
I did. I took a couple snaps at the Senior Bowl as well. So I think for a lot of teams, they just want to make sure, you know, that they know they got a center in me, and I know that they do. But for me, as far as comfortability, I just think that for me, I've played like both guards pretty well. So as far as a transitional position, I would say guard is probably a good transition. But it's always hard for me to answer that question because for me, a lot of my experience in college came from playing left and right tackle. So I feel very comfortable out there as far as experience-wise. But naturally, I feel like I'm going to go out the next level.
And you're okay if they ask you to move inside? You're willing to do that?
Oh, yeah.
It doesn't matter? Okay.
No doubt. No doubt.
You have and pun intended, but you do have a dog mentality. A lot of you guys have that dog mentality where I can tell you truly love the game because you go from the national title game, you go to the Senior Bowl, and you're here competing and going to compete. What is it about football that you love the most?
I think for me, it's just the opportunity to chase something great every single day. You know, you see a lot of young people my age kind of lose their way in life, kind of lose their drive for the things that they initially had, lose their dream at my point. And football is my dream. Football is what I want to do. And it's giving me the opportunity to change my family's life. I mean, what greater thing to be grateful for than to be able to change everybody's life around you. So for me, there's a lot of people that put a lot into me, and I want to be able to pay that forward and back to them because, you know, my mom stayed up plenty of nights making sure I got home from practice and she could pay dues and taking extra shifts and this and that. So for me, man, it's always been a different type of love for me because it's always been the love of my family that I had in the back of my mind, but also just the chase of greatness as well.
It's always about the journey. It's always about the dream. At what point did you start to believe that the dream can actually happen? Because we all want to get there, but at what point to where you're now here to where you're this close?
I think for me, just starting out, man, I didn't really understand what the offer was when I got into high school, so I didn't really understand what college. People just kind of went to college and tried out for the team and played coming out of middle school because it just didn't happen in my area like that. And so for me, I was blessed to go to a great high school in Pace Academy, and I got to understand what the value of an offer was once I got to college. You know, I had to work for it every single day. I mean, Coach Smart demanded that. And so for us, man, for me, it's kind of clicked when I got there. It's like, man, this is a special opportunity, but it takes a lot of work to get there. And so, yeah, that's what that is.
Jamaree, we're out of time, man. We appreciate you joining us here. Best of luck this week.
Thank you so much.
Do you want a sports network that delivers everything that matters about the game? The highlights, the picks, the instant analysis. No yelling, no fake debates, no politics. Hit the subscribe button and never miss a moment.